Hi, this is Bill Buchanan. I wanted to just do a quick little video on attaching census records to someone in FamilySearch Family Tree. Okay, in the historical records from the signed-in home page, it brings up a list of record hints. And in my experience, they are probably 95% of the time the right person, but you need to watch just in case. I noticed that Andrew McClatchy has a bunch of census records. The challenge, I think, would be that there are two 1861 census records that claim to be for him or think that they're for him. Okay, let's start here with the 1871 Canada census. Okay, we click on the blue hint icon and click on the review button, and it will bring up, okay, attached to tree, we're saying. And on the left-hand side of the source linker page, we have the information from the historical record, in this case, the 1871 Canada Census. On the right-hand side, we have the information from the family tree. Okay, so these two people are already shown in green, which means they are have already been linked. Okay, let's take a look at Andrew McClatchy, the son, born 1857. Okay, we see that this indicates he is born in O, which in these censuses means Ontario. So we're going to add that information. Actually, FamilySearch will allow us to use the two-letter abbreviations for Canadian provinces, usually. Okay, Presbyterian Church of Scotland, lived at Leeds and Wendell, Ontario. Okay, now it gets interesting. We've got a long list of McClatchys here and no place to put them. However, there's a list of siblings here, and these are probably Andrew's siblings, since we see they're born in the same time period that he is. So let's open the siblings list. Okay, is there Mary McClatchy, born 1852? There is a May, who may or may not be the same person. We're not going to assume that it is, so we're going to not line it up with her, but okay, Robert, 1853. And Sarah Thomas, yes, there is, 1855. So click and drag and drop them where they line up with the person in family tree. James, 59. Okay, things are shaping up nicely. James, 61. Apparently known as Jenny, which is common. Margaret, 1863. Adam, 65. Ellen, 65. Ellen, I think, is the correct person. Ellen, 1867. We do not have anyone that can identify it as Ellen, so we'll drag it onto its own line. Harriet, 1869. Okay. I think we have taken everybody who is on the census record and matched them up with the person in the family tree. Now we need to go through the process of adding the new people. The Ellen McClatchy, female, born 1867, Ontario. We'll create a new person for her since she is not found yet in the family tree. And we'll add the information from the census record into the new record that we've created for her. May McClatchy, could just be a spelling mistake for Mary, but we'll create a new record for her in any event. because we can always merge them if we discover that they are the same person. But in order for me to print a temple card for May, there needs to be record for the recent family tree. Okay. The rest is pretty straightforward. Robert born 1853, and you can see more exact information there and exactly where he was born and the date. And Thomas. It says about 1858 on the family tree. We're going to use the date provided in the census, which is 1855. But he was born in Ontario. Okay, you see this very repetitive because you're going through the same exact process for each child in this family. Adding the new information from the census to the record in FamilySearch family tree. And we're looking for instances where the historical record has information that is lacking from the family tree so that we can add it. And we're not going to obsess about whether or not there should be a space between the MC and the C in the case of the flat sheet, but that's something we can worry about if we want another time. Okay, now we have taken care of the 1871. We can ignore that. Let's go to the 1891. And same process, look attached to tree. Matches up. Well, no studies shown this Roman Catholic here as a Presbyterian Church of Scotland on another occasion, but people did change churches. Okay. Did I miss anything? I'm just going to quickly go back and check that page again. Yeah, Andrew is just enumerated by himself in the 1891 census. Okay, well, so be it. Okay, what about this marriage record? I've not seen the review button, so it may have already been taken care of. And just come up as much as you can. Oh, guess what? It's a Earhart. This is as this one. I'm going to say that this is a different person than Eliza Buchanan. And we're going to add Eliza Earhart. And She was born in the 1860s. She is deceased. Her husband was born 1861, so we can reasonably guess that she was born about 1861 or so later. Let's say 1865, it should be still accurate within a very short time period. And as far as the place where she was born, we do not know, but we know that at least on her marriage date, she was in Ontario. And this will allow the family search family tree to find additional documentation on her and connect to the right person. Okay, now who are these other people? Alexander Burkhart and Nellie Goudreau. Well, to find out, we need to change person in the historical record. And if we bring up Eliza Burkhart as the focus person, it will plop her parents into the right place. Okay, Alexander Burkhart. Again, we do not know when he was born. Chances are he was about 30 years old when his middle child was born. So we'll say about 1835. Know again where he was born. But we will say again, why are we adding this information that is guesswork only? Because it will help the computer to find records for him, because we've now narrowed his time period. Oh, so we lost some of the information there. And probably because we didn't select the standard form. Be careful to observe that in the case of Nellie Goudreau. And so you'll see it does say that she was born about 1835. Let's quickly correct this to provide that information as well. Oh, guess we could choose either standard. So copy and paste is a tremendous time saver, I find. Well, hey, here's probably his marriage and probably his death, which can be pursued later. At this point, we're trying to clear up these things. Okay, flat sheet. 1861 is a photo to be particularly careful. It's very little information. But and check the other census record, see if it is better. That's from Cape, South Africa. Is definitely wrong. sometimes the computer confuses place names that are similar but are apart. Okay, yes. WC is not Western Cape. It's Western Canada or Canada West. But Edwardsburg, this is 1861 census. Yeah. Edwardsburg leads in Grenville is correct. Okay, let me just see if it allows. Okay. It has Ontario as its birthplace. Stated that one. The other 1861 looks to be a duplicate, probably. I noticed that both of them have his name indexed as McClatcher rather than McClatchy. But yeah, Western Canada. Yeah, this is exactly the same information as the other copy of the 1861 census. So there's no contradiction between them, no conflict. Okay. That is probably enough. Yellow doesn't have it. No. Yes. Okay. Let's bring it to a stop at this point. Thank you for your patience.